don't have a hatred for the Rangers. I like the Islanders, but that's what it is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't have a problem with the Liberty because they don't have anybody else.
It's not for me to hate, right? Well, it's for me.
So
there's no hate for them.
I was ABA Brooklyn,
right.
New York Net fans,
right,
back in the 70s,
right.
And so that was part of my thing, not being a Knicks fan.
Well, see, and like I was saying in our chat, that's the reason why I started rooting for the Nets, because they came to Brooklyn. I'm like, oh, okay, this is what I need. Oh, because I would have never bought a Knicks hat ever. But once the Nets came to Brooklyn, this is the rivalry I need right here.
Wow.
And as long as they here, I'm rolling.
Good. They ain't going nowhere.
Yeah, they should. Hopefully they won't. Hopefully they'll never move again.
But they've been there 12 years.
They built that stadium. They ain't going nowhere.
I mean,
they
it's
built
the Barclays.
The Barclays. They ain't going nowhere.
Right. Right. They ain't not sharing it with nobody. So. But yeah, that's how I got to be that Brooklyn Nets fan.
So you're a bandwagon jumper because you just jumped on the bandwagon because they came to Brooklyn.
No, but remember, they ain't had nobody when they got here.
Well,
no.
You know what I'm saying?
I just like to watch good sports games. I mean, I have my teams, but I'm not.
I need the Knicks to lose every time.
If they ain't winning, if a game is on,
I don't want them to lose.
I want to see a good game. I don't want to see no blowouts. Like that game with Kansas City and Buffalo was a great game.
Okay,
it was no blowout.
Right.
It was a great game. So
the Knicks' perfect season for me is 41-41. They the 8th team in the playoff. They don't have any chance of winning a lottery.
Who, the Knicks?
Yeah, the Knicks.
He said that's his perfect.
That's the perfect season for them, as far as I'm concerned.
Like they in the play-in,
right? They in the play-in. The play-in. I just don't want them to have any balls in the lottery.
Right.
They can be just good enough to make the playoffs. They could even be what they are now, 3rd or 4th seed in the playoffs. I don't care. As long as they don't get to the finals and win the finals, then the season's
stay in the middle of the pack every year.
As long as they don't win a championship, I don't care. Same thing with the Mets. As long as they don't win a championship, they could go like they did last year. They get all the way to the
playoffs and then
to the championship for the National League, but they lost it. So that was cool. They didn't even make those World Series.
Right.
Even when they made the World Series, when they lost to Kansas, the Kansas City Royals, they was big time favorites. That was one of my favorite World Series. They lost to a team they wasn't supposed to lose to. So, but yeah, that Kansas City game yesterday. I mean, it was a good game, but it was
some of the calls was
2 plays that bothered the hell out of me. And the first one was when that kid almost intercepted the ball, and then Worthy, they said caught the ball, but when they showed the replay, you could see the ball hit the ground.
Yeah, but
it hit the ground.
But they said that the ball didn't move.
It should have been.
But they were saying that the ball did hit the ground,
but the hand wasn't underneath the ball.
The reason why the ball ain't moved is because the other player had his hand on the ball too, so that's why it stayed where it was at.
But it still hit the
ground. It hit the ground. They can say whatever they want to say. They're gonna justify shit. They're gonna justify things no matter what. The other one that I couldn't understand, and which for the life of me I still don't understand why they don't do this, was the 4th down when they stopped him and they said he was short. The simplest thing in all of sports to do right now with all the technology you got is to put a chip in the ball, and you got the things just like in tennis where it says the ball is in or the ball is out. You can have those things running every marker line, and all you got to do is let the chip tell you whether or not you went past a certain right. That's all you need. And it's not difficult, but no, they're going to leave it up to the human eye. And then I heard today, which I'm not sure if it's true or not, that there was Chiefs players like standing in front of the ref
Blocking them all. Oh yeah.
When
He
was
on the line
when he was trying to make the call.
when he was coming down.
To try
he
to
was on the
obscure
line
his
and force
vision.
him, right.
And they said it's not illegal. I get it's not illegal, but really, I mean, I get you could do whatever you want to do to win, but I just those kind of calls where you got to use human error, I don't like, because you could do something about them easily.
Yeah.
Like I said, tennis, they took all that human error out of it with tennis. It's either in or it's out, and all it is radars.
Yeah,
it's radar.
Determines the outcome.
Right. All you need is radar and a chip.
Right.
You got a chip.
That
you
makes
got the
sense.
ball. Come on now.
You open the ball up, put a chip in there.
Yeah, how much weight is that going to hold on to a football?
Nothing. You put it right where the stitches at.
Nothing,
Or
exactly.
you can put it on the opposite side of the stitch.
It don't matter, right? You can put it anywhere in the football. You put it on the point of the football.
Right.
Well, it needs to be on both ends of the football, depending on which way they're
Well, if the stitch is heavy,
yeah, that's true. But
you put on the opposite side of the stitch.
No, but if the chip is on this end of the football and this
I ain't talking about the points.
Yeah, that's where they need it on the points. Right. That makes sense.
Because there need to be more than one so that when the ball reaches, no matter which way you have it.
And that would make more sense because then it would even the weight of the ball out.
Right. No, that's right.
Because you got to
put on both ends of the football. It's equally distributed. The weight is distributed.
Right.
And it ain't got the technology we have today. They could put something very tiny in there. Probably 0.05 grams.
Exactly. It don't have to be that big.
First of all, I think how many refs in football games? How many refs are they on the field? I can't remember.
Is it 3? Phil. Let me look it up.
Right. But my issue
one for the back, one for the defense, one for the offense.
Back judge, side judge.
Yeah,
so it's like 5 or 6.
It might be 5.
It might be 5.
My issue is they took away the people with the yardage, right? That the person used to stand there with the pole, right? When they be making these judgment calls, when the guys go down, they be way off with their spots, yo.
7 on field and a replay, so that's 8.
7 and a replay person.
Yeah.
You know, it to me they be off spot. How can you see where a guy fell down at if you're behind the play, running to catch up? You know what I mean? It should always be someone, you know, especially if they get into the where they've got to get a first down. It should be an official there always to see where the person goes down at. Like I don't understand.
So that's why they had the guys. They got one guy on one side and the other guy on the other side. So when you notice when that play was called, one guy had the first down, the other guy had it short.
Right.
But they was both watching.
But the guy that was short was closer. The guy that was short was on the closer. That's why they went with him. He was closer to the play. And that's why they picked the judge, the ref that was closer to the play. And he said it was short.
But I think he was also the guy who was being blocked off.
Oh, wow.
So we got, like you said, 7.
Leave it on Facebook.
We got the referee. That's the head official. We got the umpire, official, one of the officials on the field. Down judge, head linesman, official on the field. Line judge, that's an official on the field. Back judge, official on the field. Crew chief, the leader of officiating crew. And the alternate official assigned to each coach in playoff games. 2 each in the championship game of the Super Bowl and Super Bowls.
Okay, see this? With that. Now, this is what I'm. Yeah.
All right, continue. Let's talk.
Yeah. So yeah, that's how many judges. But see, you got all those judges, and then they still make wrong calls, bad calls. You know.
See?
That's on your page now?
Yes.
And it's live as we talk.
You got it on his page now, so I'm gonna try to put it on.
But that's the other thing, like the guy was saying too. You know, you guys made bad calls, and they should have, because they got plays that they say they can't review, but those plays could make a big difference in the game. Yes. And if you know the call was wrong, you should be able to review it anyway. You should just be the guy upstairs on the replay thing should be able to just make that call and call downstairs and say, gentlemen, because they do that all the time.
Right.
They don't even go to the camera. The guy upstairs makes the call and they say, okay, what they call that instant review or whatever, where the guy upstairs make the call and then the guy on the field says, yeah, we the call is overturned, or the call stands,
Yeah.
and they don't have no delay in the game because they got a guy specifically watching for stuff like that. That should be every play.
Got it.
Crazy, but anyway.
All right, so we had a little technical difficulty. Thank everybody for bearing with me, and thank you, Coach, for bailing me out. You know, I take off 1 week, a week and a half, or whatever, and I lost my mind. But anyway, thank y'all. I'm back. I'm happy. And shout out to Post for sitting in for me. And if you ain't doing nothing, please come back next week and sit in with us. Anyway, moving right along. So, what was your take from the first game, which was the Washington Philly game? Let's just get that out the way first and foremost.
Well, I feel Washington had too many turnovers. That's why they got in the hole that they were in.
Yeah.
They was turning the ball over. Especially, when you catch the ball, why are you trying to get up? Because no one touched you to make more yardage. You're susceptible to getting the ball punched out, and that's what happened. And then, Philly recovered. But Daniels, he played a good game.
Yeah,
he wasn't. But they have turned
defense. Did the defense?
They
answer for Saquon? Anybody?
No. But they was giving the wide receivers too much room. As soon as the play start, they backing up, and then he's catching a short pass and then running. You know what I mean? And getting more yards. Either you're gonna bump and run with him. You gotta,
Well, again, for Washington, there's progression. I mean, usually teams. How often is teams bad one season, and then they turn around and they in the final or go to the big dance, right?
Right.
How many teams?
No,
so like you got a star quarterback. He's a young sensation, and he's on the come up, but they gotta tinker with certain things that they need to bring up, like the defense, maybe the offensive line, maybe some receivers. There's a few things that they need to do to get better.
Right.
And as people look, they're going to make adjustments on Daniels. They're going to be ready for him with his quick turnoff, his explosiveness.
Right.
He's going to get off, but
he threads the needle.
He's a great passer.
No fans and buts about it.
He's a great
scrambler. If you look at the stats, they say he played well, but he was 29 for 48. He missed 19 passes.
Yes.
So that's a lot.
He got pressed.
and the other thing is he played against a team that had a defense for the first time in the playoffs. Because Tampa Bay's defense wasn't that great. And we all know that Detroit's defense didn't exist.
Right.
It was non-existent. And they was basically in a tight game, except for the fact that Detroit gave the ball away 5 times.
Right.
Because had they not turned the ball over that many times, they might not even have made it to that game.
Well,
so that in turn went to yesterday's game where they were the ones making all the mistakes, and they got blown out.
Correct. But Detroit,
the fumbles did not help.
Detroit also had a lot of injuries.
That's what you said.
That's what I'm saying. They didn't have their whole defense. They was playing third string defense.
Right.
And then their best corner got hurt at the beginning of the game.
Right.
So that just destroyed their whole defense. They knew then and there, going back to last week, that they had to win the game on offense. They didn't have no defense to hold down. There was not one time that they could feel confident that they was going to be able to stop Washington. On the other hand, the Eagles didn't have that problem.
Right.
They felt like they was going to lock them down, and they did. For the most part, they really did. They locked them down.
But the turnovers definitely hurt them.
Oh, they're always going to hurt.
Yeah, the turnovers hurt early too. Because once Barkley got that 60-yard touchdown run, like right after they took their time and went down the field.
Right.
Saquon erased that immediately.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So and then the fumble, they scored on the fumble. Did they score every turnover? I believe they scored on every turnover, right?
I think so.
Yeah, they was gonna play catch up the whole night.
Well, hell, they scored 55 points. They probably scored every time they had the ball.
Right.
What they do? Point it once, maybe.
Right. You know, so that was it.
It wasn't like the defense was doing anything because they was a sieve. They just let anything happen that could happen. Yeah, I think the Eagles, they say punted twice. But every other time they must have scored because you don't score 55 points and not score almost every time you got the ball in a football game.
Right.
So
that's what, 7 touchdowns?
Right. They was dejected by the end because by the end, Saquon wasn't even running the ball. Who's that? Who's they back up in there running?
The rookie
Gainwell.
Yeah, he was in there getting
he's
big
not no
chunks.
rookie though, but at the end they let Shipley.
Right.
Shipley, that's his name.
But that by that time they got scores 49,
right,
23 or whatever.
Right. He was getting big chunks at the end. So
was that a disappointing?
For the Redskins, it was obviously.
The Redskins are no longer it's the Commanders.
You mean was it a disappointing game to watch? Yeah, it was one-sided.
Not for the Philly fans.
No, it was one-sided.
Loving it.
You wanted one-sided when you were a fan.
Right. But like I said, I like to see good games.
Like you want to see a shootout.
I want a good game. Whatever.
Game,
it don't have to be a lot of points.
As long as it's tight.
Right. Tight game. Right.
I got you.
It was a disappointment for me because that's the reason I lost my parlay because I had the Commanders plus 12. I had the 4-leg parlay.
Players?
Huh?
Who was the players?
What do you mean? No, I had 12 points with the Commanders. I had them going over 41, which the Eagles did by themselves, 55. Okay. Then I had the Bills plus 8, which they only lost by 3, and over 41, which they did too. The only part of the parlay I lost was the Commanders not holding up their end
of the bargain.
Which I mean, I don't mind when I get blown out like that and I lose. The ones that I hate is when I lose by half a point. Right. Yeah. Oh, I hate those.
Wasn't so painful.
No, it wasn't as painful as some of the other ones I had this weekend. I'm not gonna lie.
All right, shout out to everybody who's paying attention. Shout out to my cousin Arno Jacob from California. Shout out to Postel, Save Me Again, Tiny, Anthony Green. Shout out to 49ers. Oh, they're on vacation.
Yo, Green, you better call in for that one.
All right. Hey. I'm back. I'm happy. And shout out to all the fellas like Coach Kurt and Todd the Magnificent who ain't here. All right, part of this cast. But all right, so let's move on to the meat and potatoes, the big game. Maybe that was the Super Bowl. Or
I wouldn't say that.
Okay,
nah.
I said
that game. That game was real intense, and I've come to realization. He's never gonna beat Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes is gonna have to lose to someone else, and then he wins his games and goes to the Super Bowl.
He's not gonna cross paths with KC.
Pat lose to him during the regular season. Patrick did lose to what's his name?
Allen.
Joe
Burrow.
He made it
won.
to the Super Bowl.
Right.
And he hasn't lost to Lamar in the playoffs. So
I'm gonna blame some of yesterday's game on the coach. That's it.
Which one?
Shout out to Ryan
Buffalo.
Conway.
Yeah, they shouldn't have went for it on that fourth down, man. They had it. They had everything under control.
They on the 4th and what?
Was it 4th and 1?
4th and 5?
That's the one.
The one at the 40.
That's
you
the
said
one
he
you
throws
said
a
he
57
should. Right,
kick.
57-yard kick.
Yeah, he shouldn't have went for it. I agree with Serge on that one. You either, if the field goes too far, you punt it. You don't give Mahomes half a field, man. You just don't.
I agree with you, but the way you agree with Serge is like few and far between.
Because Serge yesterday said, yo, the ball was on the 40, so that would have been a 57-yard. Okay, maybe he can't make that. But you don't leave them there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You punt the ball. So that's how I'm looking at it. You know?
Well, it was only 4th and 1 yard line. And
that's why they went for it.
Right. But here goes the problem. The Bills, every time they do the quarterback sneak, Allen goes to the left. Why can't you go to the right one time? Why you can't go to the right more than one?
Right.
They were playing you to the left, and you kept going to the left. Why didn't you go the other way? You know what I mean? Like
every time.
I'm confused with that. They know it's coming, and they know you're going left, and
they
you still go
do
left.
Right.
Still do it.
Right. No disrespect. They disrespecting the D line. They disrespecting them.
My thing is,
except for that one time.
Why don't you do it like Philly do it and do the push? They don't
Right.
do the push.
Right.
They let Allen do it by himself.
Right.
They need to put the big guy behind him and give him that little extra nudge that Philly always get with the push tush. The
Drag
tush
him by the
push.
short.
The
Tush
push
push.
look like they
Tush
moving the
push,
whole
pause.
stadium. Everybody moving.
Right,
in unison.
everybody.
Drag him
Moving
by
the
the
heavy
They
short.
nerve.
they just throwing it all on Allen with that. And if you're gonna do that, then maybe you should do what who's the other team that always has the tight end sneak in and grab it and let the tight end, who's a even bigger guy, try to get the yard, or hand it off to Cook and let Cook try to get the yard.
Right.
You don't always gotta try to do the sneak. But I mean, it is what it is. That I think they got the call wrong in the first place, but it's too late now. It's not gonna matter.
Right. Right. It's not gonna matter. But we knew, I was saying it all year. I said, yo, that stuff you start playing these elite teams, all that stuff gonna come back and haunt you. You know what I'm saying? KC ain't nobody to mess with. Apparently, now they on the 3-peat run. You know what I'm saying? So taking chances, And look, I had said this during the week. I had said this during the year. When you taking them chances, the Redskins, the Commanders, when they was taking them chances in that Philly game and they lost that Philly game, when they could have won that Philly game. And then what happens? Now they're in the playoffs, and guess where they gotta go? Philly. Had they won that Philly game, they would have been in Washington. Go look at their records. Yes, they'd have had
Really?
they would have had the division. I believe they would have had the division if they would have won that one game, because I think they would have had the same record and they would have won the division.
Yeah, it would have been 13-4.
Yeah. So this is what I be saying. Like these little chances you taking and stuff, yo, at the end of the year, that stuff gonna come back and haunt you, man. Come back and haunt you. And it just haunted them. They could have been in Washington chilling.
Again,
I still think they would have lost.
I'll take that home game every day.
I still think they would have lost.
I'll take that home game every day.
I understand what you're saying.
All right,
but
then.
as progression goes, and they showed that they wasn't ready.
I want to lose at home.
Everything. I got it.
All right. That's
I got
it.
But
never know what's gonna happen in the
just
crib.
a second. And
you got the crowd on your side.
I don't want to reflect on.
They had a lot of people there.
What your team
Yeah,
was.
Philly did.
No,
your team had
Washington.
an opportunity to win, and Washington, right? People came from Washington.
Yeah, it was a lot of
Yeah,
red.
it was
red
yeah.
there.
Yeah, but Philly, I want to be home, kid. I want to be home.
I
We messed
get
up
it.
some games like that too.
Yeah,
That's why we was on the road.
There's a reason they
If you
say
look at
home
the
field
screen,
advantage.
Coach Kerr said it only hurts Pittsburgh.
It never hurts Pittsburgh. Tomlin hurts Pittsburgh.
Oh, okay.
Stop it, Kurt.
So
Don't get me started.
So we gotta get you some counseling after the show. All right, but I want to just say we are in the first 37 minutes. First stop to the next stop is Super Dave along with Serge, the sports star. G Money in the building.
What's
Slick
up?
the Relic.
The living fossil.
G Gores. Shout out to the magnificent Coach Kurt and the bearded one saving my day. All right, so phone lines is open. The number's 516-206-0711. Let's talk about it. What is your problem with Kansas City winning? Get it off your chest. Give us a call. 516
I don't think they're gonna win.
0711.
I think they're gonna lose.
Yesterday's game.
Oh, yesterday again?
What's the problem with the loss? What is the problem with Buffalo losing? What is the problem that you see?
Nah, you just can't beat them.
I think
Listen, you go as they said today on First Take and Get Up.
Shout out to Maggie.
You can have when they use the basketball analogy. When Jordan did his 3-peat, he played against star players. There's people. Someone got to win. He won. He went to go play baseball for a year and a half. Akeem Olajuwon won 2, and he came back, and Jordan shut them down again for 3 more. So Mahomes has everyone's number. He's the man until someone beats him. Josh Allen is not going to beat him.
I agree to an extent. I just feel if they play straight up football with no chance taken, they had a chance. Better chance.
Excuse me, what is straight up football with no chance taken? What is that? somebody's gonna take a chance.
So
What
I
is
got
that?
hold this.
You
When
get them
it-
the link for the
hold on,
field, man.
hold on.
You got to get them
When
the
it
link
was
for the
4th
field.
and 5, and they was on the 20-something yard line, whatever, they went for it on 4th down. Should they have gone for it on 4th down or just kick the field goal?
Kick the field goal.
Right? And they
I'm
went,
gonna always
right?
say that.
So
Yeah, they
so-
got them.
so
They got those. They
instead of them
converted
tying the
those.
score, they should have took the 3 points.
Yep.
All right, then
All them little 4th downs, I'm taking 3 points. I'm not taking no chance.
So you said it's the coach's fault.
I don't know.
When it comes down to the end where you had to do that, the success rate they was having is the reason why he kept doing it. They was having success. That's what all of these coaches have been doing. All of them have been having success. That's why they've all been doing it.
So the Magnificent said the refs be cheating the case.
And that was what I was going to say next.
So, but
That's why people don't
they
like
cheat?
them.
Did they cheat with 4th and 5? Like,
No,
where
but
was
that-
the error? Where was the error in that particular?
In that scenario, no. But on the 4th and 1, where it looked like he got it, a lot of people think that they made sure that they didn't get that call. And the Chiefs, it turned into an advantage for the Chiefs.
And they got the field goal.
Right, because of the fact that they didn't get the first down when people thought that he had made the first down. So, I mean, it's always little things. It seems like with Kansas City, there's one call, and maybe it's because it's magnified because everybody's looking for it with Kansas City, but no matter what, in every game, and like I was saying, even that catch that they said was a catch where the ball hit the ground, most of the time, anybody else, the ball hit the ground, that's not going to be a catch no matter whether it move or not. It hit the ground. But they gave it to him on the 2. They still would have had the ball, but it would have been at the 29-yard line.
Right.
It wouldn't have been at the 2-yard line. So who knows what might have happened on that play. But once again, Kansas City got the benefit of the doubt as far as everybody else who's not Chiefs fans concerned.
So, all right. So I don't have a dog in the race. I just want my numbers to come out at the end of the day. But Coach Kerr said the call came from the replay room and not the refs on the field. So maybe the guys up in the replay room
It's got Las Vegas in their ear, and Vegas is telling them, make this call.
Well, again, at the end of the day, they had a chance to tie the game, like you said, as far as kicking a field goal, and they opted to go for it on 4 and 5,
And
they came up.
And they tied the game. Because
Who
a field goal wasn't a field goal.
You talking about the one where he was rushing?
No.
He had to throw the pass away.
It was 22-29. It was 4th and 5.
No, it was 22-21. I think.
No,
because the Buffalo would have took the lead
No.
at that point.
No.
Kansas City was up 29-22.
He's talking about after. He's talking about after the
right?
22-21 game.
After that, they were up 29-22, and Buffalo had it on the 20-something yard line, and they went for on a 4th and 5 and got the touchdown, and then hit the extra point to tie the game. He was saying they should have kicked the field goal. So,
But they scored a touchdown. So what?
No, it was 4th and 5. It was 4th and 5, and they went for it. I'm saying, would you have went for it? He said no. Kick the field goal.
All right, so no, that's not the one I was talking about.
No, that's what I was talking
Oh
about.
no, right. So we both of us are mistaken
See,
because
that's what I'm saying. Y'all
on
got me
that
confused
on
here.
that one they did the right thing because
The 4th and
they
5?
trying to catch up. They messed up on the one. What I'm talking about
Oh, the
when it
one
was
before that.
22-21.
They should have.
You should have kicked that field goal.
That's the one
Okay.
I thought you was talking
Oh,
about.
Right, that's
okay.
what I'm talking about.
Oh, no, yes.
22-21.
They should have
Make
kicked
it
the field.
25-21.
Right,
What are you doing?
right.
He goes for it, don't get it. Now a field goal just gives them the lead. They just get a field goal, they in the lead. Like, what are you doing?
Right. No,
You
you're right
understand?
about that.
Yeah, that's what's killing me. Like, come on, man, you mad close. But the other one I was talking about too is when they was at the 40.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That 40 one, they should have not went for it. They should have
Right.
punted.
All right,
Right.
shout
You know
out
what
to
I'm saying?
Dale Prentice. So I see you, Dave. I'll be watching. He said there was no concrete evidence that Allen crossed the 40-yard line.
I don't know.
So, I mean,
Well, that's the
it's-
one. That's the one where that's the one when the defender was walking on the first down line of where they thought the first down was, and the ref was coming down the line and he was blocking his way, so he walked around him.
Yeah, but
So you're
Kirk.
saying that
But
you
Kirk
gotta
said
do
that they did it from the booth, so they watched from
Right,
above.
they watched from the booth. Yeah.
So-
yeah. But I'm just saying that's what the controversy was that at first.
Well, we really trying to get over Kurt saying that he didn't ever see you with any Buffalo pom poms.
Yo, Kurt should have showed up today. Nah.
So,
Yo, get well
What?
soon,
shout
Kurt.
out to my nephew.
Okay.
He's
Buffalo
shout out to
pom-pom.
my nephew. He's a Kansas City
But
Chiefs fan, Kyle Wilson.
Kurt, I didn't know Kurt
Another
blood,
fellow
red
that-
blood as far as KC was concerned either. I didn't know Kurt was such a big KC fan until yesterday.
Not
Exactly.
necessarily that. It was more so of how people were just so much trying to down Kansas
KC.
City.
Oh,
And-
people do that because they
I mean,
never
For all
want
the-
to.
for
They
all
don't
the
want. And
champions.
any champion that wins consecutively
Lakers,
is always
Right.
people that don't want them to win.
Get
They,
over yourself.
they
Pittsburgh.
want parity. They want other people to win. But until someone
Kurt
beats
said he's
Kansas, until
And I
someone
agree.
beats Kansas City, they're gonna be the favorite. If I had to put money on the game, I would put it on Kansas City. But I think Philly's gonna win. I really do.
Well, if
I think
they
it's
don't
payback.
come up with a solution to
For
stop
Saquon. Woo.
but if as long as Pat got a chance and he got the ball in his hand, he sort of controls his own destiny.
Right.
So it's going to be interesting.
Right.
It should be a good game.
Well,
He controls it and the rest control.
Well, they're playing a good defense, so we'll see what happens. I don't think he's gonna get. They're gonna get all those. The D
Shout out to
backs
Big Ram on the check-in.
are
Offensive
playing
nickname.
far off. I think they're gonna play these guys.
Said the Eagles on the Rampage, no 3P. Dale said my motto is don't bet against Mahomes. That's right.
Nah, if you put money on it, I would.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
Mahomes is
wouldn't,
tough,
so-
yo.
so-
He's tough.
So all right, so if y'all wanna, we're gonna circle around for a second. Again, phone lines is open. If you got something to get off your chest, you want to share with us, 516-206-0711. It's first stop to the next stop. So, right quick, let's just talk about this little situation with the NBA, right quick. With Jimmy Butler being suspended indefinitely. Anybody got any questions, comments, or concerns?
You're not bigger than the franchise, Jimmy. That's it.
That
Well,
means
Something else happened besides him missing the flight.
apparently, shout out to Jimmy Carr. Well, apparently he's not happy and he's giving them fever, and they probably, I guess, feelings and tensions are rising, and
Okay.
it's just a heated situation. So, I guess,
they said he walked out of practice early
That's what I was
today.
about to look up.
All right,
You just
so-
look it up, Kurt. Sorry.
so think
Yeah,
about it let's think
I'm
about
looking
it
at
like
the
this.
story.
Let's think about it like this, though. If they could move him,
Yeah.
are they
Suspend
going to
Jimmy.
get what they want from him?
He's 35 years old. No, and they want a lot, and they're not gonna get that.
Correct.
He's
And-
not 27. He was 27. I get it.
I got it. I mean, it's just, everybody have their own points on the side, and I mean, it's hard, when you in the sport and you are aging and you want to renegotiate and you are with a contract already, you're under a contract. I mean, you sort of want your money.
Right.
I mean, and how could you get free? So and so when they interviewed him, they had a conversation with him about such things. He was saying that he wanted to be free. So I guess he could have been like no comment, because then that prompted him to suspend him the first 7 games because he
Right.
was requesting to be free. And then he missed a flight, got 2 games suspension. Now he walks out of practice,
So
he's suspended indefinitely.
he walked out of practice because he was notified that he wasn't starting
Right.
in the Magic game. So he walked out. So and this, usually, even if it's costing him money, he wants to be out. He don't care about that at this
Yeah,
point.
he ain't worried about that money.
Yeah,
It's costing him $500,000 a game.
big deal.
And he ain't even
He done-
sweating that.
Right,
'Cause
he done
just
made money already.
right. He don't
Oh,
got his commercials. He make money.
So,
Right.
So money's
so
not
why they
his
why
issue.
they ain't starting him? Because he's not playing well. Like
I don't know why he's not
I
starting.
mean,
He's averaging 17 a game. Right?
They ain't starting him because he ain't been a team player for the last couple of weeks. He missing flights.
Missed the flight.
Imagine you
He's
start
talking
right.
smart, so you're not gonna reward a guy like that. You're gonna try to penalize him any way you can, and the only way they can penalize him is by banning him and taking his money. They don't have no other way to penalize him. But the problem with that is, at the same time you're doing that, you're weakening your team because your team is less better without him than they are with him.
Right.
So it's
But they don't care about
way
that
the
either.
scales.
It's the Miami Heat. They got championships. They got a legacy already. They don't care about that. It's Pat Riley. Pat Riley definitely gonna have a strong, you're not gonna make me look bad. So you up out of here. You 35. I mean, he's definitely good enough to be on somebody's team. But
you say they had championships. The reason they have a championship,
not with Butler.
Yeah, they did.
They
won that one with Butler because of Jimmy.
They had the run, right? They had
because of Jimmy.
They had the
not
run.
because of
right. They had the run. They had the run.
So again, Coach Curry said, didn't Harden do the same thing in Philly? I don't think
Who?
Harden.
Oh.
Did James Harden do the same thing in Philly?
He did the same thing in Houston.
I know he made Doc Rivers a casualty of war in the interim.
Right.
Okay. Somebody new. I don't even know who this is.
Go for it.
All right, first stop to the next stop. Who do we have on the line?
Yo, what's going on, man? It's the bearded one. It's Post. What's popping?
Yo, what up?
How you come up anonymous?
I go say, how you
I'm calling from the house. That's why. Look, I blocked y'all. I ain't want y'all to see me.
Good one, Post.
So what's going on, gentlemen?
Everything is good. How you?
I'm doing good, man.
We got off the football subject for a second to say something.
Yeah, see, I wanted to talk about that actually, the Jimmy Butler situation. I was just listening to y'all.
All right, so go ahead.
So here's my thing, right? Pat Riley is playing a pig-headed game. And this is what happens when you get the old school versus new school. Trade the ball and continue on what you're doing. This is doing nothing but dragging down the whole franchise. And at the end of the day, somebody else is going to pick up Jimmy Butler. I guess this is their way of trying to recoup some of this money back, but it makes them look bad as an organization. And people are not going to want to go there when they see this is how you treat people. They don't care how many championships you got. It's a new NBA.
Interesting. I could agree with that to a degree.
Yeah, you hit that one on the head, Post. That was something that was running through my head. I didn't say it, but yeah, you look bad when you treat guys differently. And the NBA these days is not about the teams; it's about the players.
Right, and that's what happens, right, sir? It's like these young guys, they're like, oh, Pat Riley was wilding with buckets like that, Jimmy buckets. Nah, I'm good. They're not going.
No, it's true.
They're not going. The only way you go get them is if you draft them. And if you draft them, you know when they get to the end of their contract, they up out of there.
I just want to say that's why you was holding the seat down so lovely. I don't know why you ain't back here. Because it made more sense. It just made more sense.
But that's why I always say, like, when you look at the NBA now, and like I said, Jimmy and them, they up there in age, right? You know, these guys are looking more for wins than they are money. Jimmy made his money. You know what I'm saying? And if he hasn't, he's still waiting for that big contract, then he got a problem. But ultimately, he has produced for the Miami Heat. It's not like he like some run of the mill. They've been making it off his will. Off of his will alone. Now, don't get me wrong. Bam Adebayo, you had, what's his name? I forget the point guard's name. But these guys, they've done what they could do without as much talent as the other teams. And it has to be annoying when you see all these other teams making big moves and your team makes none.
Right.
It has to be annoying. So now he's like, yo, you know what, man? I'm too old for this. You want me to play super duper hard? I'm too old for this. So now he's like, yo, I just want to be traded. Now you got a contract. Yo, you said you was going to do X, Y, and Z. But then on the same side, and a lot of people won't hold him accountable, Pat Riley got to do a couple other things too. You got to put talent with him. This is the problem. They stretch these guys to the very end. Like, you know what? Look at Steph Curry. Look at Golden State. This is another prime example. LeBron James in LA, KD in Phoenix. These guys shouldn't be playing as hard as they're playing this late in their career.
Well, I think LeBron want to play to break records and prove that he is that dude.
No, I think you're my honest opinion. LeBron is playing, but I believe that he realizes if he doesn't play, it's going to tarnish his legacy. He got to get out there and show something.
Oh, well, LeBron is trying to be a different type of dude.
I knew Kurt was going to get on the horn.
So I get it. I think LeBron is just, he's trying to enhance his legacy.
Mm-hmm.
He want to be acknowledged as the greatest, and he did it in his 20s, 30s, and now his 40s.
Right.
But
do you see what I'm saying though? Like with the older players, he's only doing that. He's only doing that to Jimmy Butler. He's trying to recoup some money, and he's trying to like really just win a war that's unwinnable. Like, what do you really? It's like he's fighting for 11th place doing this. This is pointless. Jimmy don't want to be there. Jimmy done did so many different things for this organization. He done helped y'all win when y'all really didn't have the talent to win. Do the man the favor and just move him on. Get yourself a couple picks, or if not picks, get something. But get the man. See, that's what I'm saying. It's always going to be how the franchise respects you is how the franchise does later on. I say that all the time. I believe Chicago is only suffering from the flames that they had back in the 90s, the way they did Pitt and the way they did Jordan. I'm telling you, this is why they can't win. This is why they can't get no further than the first and second round. You gotta treat your people good. If you don't, it burns you from having people in your franchise, man.
Well, I look at Miami as a prime location though, because it's Miami.
That's true.
Orlando.
No taxes.
I'm saying, right? No taxes,
But
like
you
all
see,
that stuff coming
whole
to coming to play.
You would think that was a prime location, but when cats is free agents, you don't hear a whole lot of cats yelling that they want to go to Miami.
Okay.
And I
Thank
think
you, Serge.
that's because of the fact that Pat Riley is
it.
the old school
Thank you,
guy
Serge.
that he is.
You see what?
And it hurts them. It really does. The NBA has completely flipped as far as those old school guys are concerned. That doesn't work anymore with these young cats. They don't care about that, especially now, unfortunately, with they're making this nil money in college. They don't even have to make money in the NBA anymore. They can make tons of money just playing in college.
Right.
So they don't,
there you go.
Before they even show up. So they already emboldened and empowered to feel that it's all about them, which is crazy, but it is. It's all about the players. It's not about the teams anymore. Players got more control now than players do. And it all go back to before free agency started, when all the players had to suffer under the thumb of the owners. So now that's all flipped, and the players ain't got to put up with that no more. They don't have to put up with owners telling them you got to either be here or you're not going to be nowhere. That don't work no more.
Right.
Those days are over.
That right there is exactly what I'm saying, sir. They don't got to listen, you ain't doing nothing but hurting the organization as a whole, carrying this on the way you're doing it. I get it that you want the guy to play this contract or whatever have you, but if the guy's telling you he's not happy, and I can guarantee before it went to the media, before it went to him not going to practice, him missing the flight, him being conduct detrimental, I'm almost guaranteeing that Jimmy Butler brought it to them man to man first, and they didn't care.
I'm sure that too.
And now he's getting punished. This is like punishment.
Right. And that's why, and it's hurting them, because now you're going to have these young boys. You're going to have Shea Gilgeous, Alexander. You're going to have all these young guys that's probably going to be thinking about leaving their teams, their respective teams. OKC is not a big market team. Maybe they might like to go to Miami, but because of the way you treating this guy,
they'll go to Orlando and stay.
Exactly. A place where they like, you know what, at least ownership respects me. And remember, that's what it is with a lot of these kids now, a lot of these young NBA players. They want to be respected as well. Like before, we didn't know much about their contracts and how much money they was getting. Now I know more about an NBA player than I want to.
Right. It's all open, right.
You feel what I'm saying? But listen, I could talk about this all day, man. Y'all go ahead, man. I'm listening to the show.
Yeah, you know what? You're right, Post.
Thank you, Post.
We appreciate you. So give us So you smoothed out the NBA fiasco. Give us a smooth update on. We got 2 weeks, but let us know
the football.
Early what you thinking.
So Super Bowl wise, I'm going with the Eagles. Okay. I know it sounds crazy, right? But when you look at it, Kansas City is going up for the three-peat, right? But when you look at this team, they barely beat the Bills, right? They barely beat the Bills, and I'm just saying the Bills have talent, but they don't have as much talent as Philly does. So now you got the real battle is going to be the defense versus Philly's offense. It's going to be, and I don't know if Kansas City's defense could do anything with those guys. I know Steve Spagnuolo's 20-4 in the playoff. I know that he done beat an unbeatable Tom Brady. He done did a whole host of things, but Saquon wants this so bad that I just don't see Kansas City being strong enough. It's going to be a great game because Patrick Mahomes is going to do what he do. But the Philadelphia Eagles defense too, they mean. They mean. I'm going to tell you, I haven't seen a team this complete in a long time. Like where they just, it's every facade of the game. They got a QB, they got receivers, they got a tight end, they got an offensive line, they got defensive line. How many teams is popping like that?
So it's easy to say that they're gonna beat them. It's gonna be a close game, or is it gonna?
It's gonna be a close game because it's Patrick Mahomes. He finds the mistakes. He finds the holes in the defense. But when you really look at like let's look at their running game, for instance, right? You think their running game is going to be doing anything against the Philadelphia Eagles? I don't think so.
They didn't do much against Buffalo yesterday.
They sure didn't, and Pacheco is back. You know what I mean? So now let's go to the offensive line. Let's go to the offensive line of the Eagles versus the defensive line of the Kansas City Chiefs. There's no match.
But just a second. But my nephew, he just chimed in and said that the Rams took them to the last play too. So
the Rams, but we talking about snow on the ground. We talking about that was a handicap for both teams. But now we talking about going to New Orleans where it's nothing but fun and sun. I don't see Kansas City hanging in with them, and I truly believe that if it wasn't snowing, that the Eagles would have destroyed the Rams. The snow helped them because, and then ultimately, Jalen Hurts, couldn't really throw the ball the way he wanted. But look what happens when the weather's 100%. You think Kansas City's really, really? I don't know. It's going to be a tight game, but I'm probably the only person that's going to say straight up that I'm picking the Eagles.
No.
I'm picking the Eagles too. I won't put no money on it, but I'm picking the Eagles.
Haters in the world, so a lot of people go with the Eagles.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Post, where's your money at? That's what I want to know. Where's your money at?
I love the friendly bets, man. That's my thing.
A case of water.
I like the way that sounds. I'm with it. A case of water. A case of water is on the line for this.
Post, use my motto. I don't bet on ref games.
So here's the thing, right? Now there was some questionable calls in this last game in Kansas City.
Right.
It was. I can't front. Even though it looked like Josh Allen did rush and get that. It was. You know what? They called it that he didn't get the first down, and it wasn't enough to overturn it. See, that's what we got to keep in mind. The calls, once they put a call out there, it has to be enough for them to overturn it, and it wasn't.
Right.
And it wasn't. But ultimately, it didn't make it. Like it really for the Bills. The biggest problem that they had is that Josh Allen was running, throwing. I mean, if he could have caught a couple passes, he would have. But once they figured out that he liked to do the QB sneak behind the left guard, it was over.
Right.
It was over. It's like, how do we know something like that? And they were saying it. Tony Romo was saying it on TV.
Yes, he was. Right.
He was like, "Oh, you know that when he does this, watch this now. He likes to go behind the left guard," and that's exactly what he did. So
that's what you were saying.
Right.
You said that
and
earlier.
only the one time he went over the top, and that was towards the end. But he should learn how to go right. Don't just keep going left.
When you reflectively think about it, maybe the Ravens should have beat the Bills.
Well,
Listen,
they
the
should
Ravens-
have.
Maybe
The-
Pittsburgh should be in the Super Bowl.
My man, don't do
I'm
that.
going for
Don't
you,
do
man.
that, sir.
I'm
Don't do that,
What
sir.
the heck? If we doing
Listen.
maybes,
Well,
maybe
If it was the fifth, how they say,
me
if
and
it was
Elon
the
Musk
fifth,
should
we'd
be
all
best
be
friends,
drunk.
and I could be a billionaire.
no, well, maybe you should have followed Mongo with them last Betsy baby when he took Pittsburgh. How about that?
I will say though, right? I will say ultimately, the Super Bowl is going to be great. You got Andy Reid versus the former team that didn't want him, Kansas City looking for the three-peat, and you got some young, hungry stars that know if this window closes, we're not getting it back.
It's possible.
We not
You're
getting
right.
it back.
And it's a
Possible.
rematch from 2 years ago when Philly
And-
lost
but-
it. Right.
It's a rematch from 2 years, but it's like coming back to the knife fight with a gun
Right. and now they got-
because you
with
got
a-
Saquon.
with a cannon.
With a cannon. This kid, after watching him, first off, they announced it the other day that he has the most rushing yards in a season in NFL history, including the playoffs, y'all.
Right.
That's regular season and playoffs,
Right.
right? Because he didn't get the rushing record for the regular season. But he has consistently put up at least 200 yards in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
So let me ask you,
Mm-hmm.
as a Giant fan, how do you feel
Oh, mhm.
about? Well, how do you think that organization should feel about helping Philly, especially in your division?
You said how the organization feels about Saquon going to the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
No, as far as helping Philly, he said.
Oh man, let me tell you something, man. Let me tell you something. And I'm gonna say this, y'all know. I'm this year. I can't front. I'm an Eagles fan because I want to see Saquon get it. I want to see Saquon get it. And after he gets this Super Bowl, that's it. I'm going right back to my normal phase. But I'm gonna tell you the reason why is because I feel like the Giants organization has showed us that they are incapable of running a winning team. Because there's no way that not only did you let the guy that was the glue in the locker room and the best player you had on your team go so you could sign a white boy who couldn't throw a ball and they knew it. He couldn't hit the broadside of a barn with a baseball and they knew it.
Mm.
Well, let me ask you this. Does he save Daniel Jones' job if he stays with the Giants?
Who? Daniel Jones is gone.
No.
No, he said, would he have saved
Would he have saved it?
Daniel Jones' job if he stayed?
Right.
Yes. If Saquon
That's
Barkley did, yes. And everybody, everybody says the same thing. He won't have this many yards. He wouldn't be this good. The team would have been better, though.
Right.
The team would have been better because, one, the Eagles wouldn't have been as good as they would have
Right,
been.
that's true.
So that brings the Giants back up.
Right.
And they did have some free agent signings when they signed Runyon at offensive line. They signed a couple of them cats. But at the end of the day, look at the running backs they got running behind them. See, if with them little bit of signings, Saquon Barkley would have been that much more better. But only Saquon. You can't plug in some other number 26 from Temu
Right.
and expect him to run thousands of yards behind this crappy hole in the head offensive line. It ain't happening.
Yo,
You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
That's good. That's great. I mean, well, so shout out to Philly for doing the right thing, and shout out to the Giants for helping them. How about that?
And not only that, keep this in mind. And after this, I'm up out of here. The thing is, right? The last two teams that was in the conference championship were NFC East teams. They were NFC East teams. So what is that saying? That's saying that those teams are going to be around. The Giants are going to suck for a long time. The Cowboys are at least trying to get they feet on the ground with a new coach.
Right.
They're going to try to do different things, but I don't see the Giants getting any better. And if you notice, it looked like they're trying to worm out of picking a QB in this draft.
And what pick they got right now? 4?
3.
They got three.
Number
And it
3.
looks like they talking about Tennessee is going to take Cam Ward. They talking about the Browns are going to take Travis Hunter and lean on Deshaun Watson, or they're going to try. and they talking about the Giants to take Shedeur Sanders. They trying to trade out of that pick. This is ridiculous, and you know why?
And you understand?
Well, didn't we talk about this a few?
Yes, we
weeks
did.
back? Yeah.
You know why? Because at the end of the day, they like, listen, we don't trust them. We don't want the black QB, and that's why it's hard for me to be a Giants fan.
If they do that, it's evident because he's supposed to be #1 pick.
Well, they got room for you in Buffalo,
but they also said that they might trade down and then turn around and pick Jalen Milroe. So
they could see. My thing is, then why trade down? Like, you might as well just go ahead and get the best player in that you can get to.
Yeah, but if you could get Milroe at 10 and pick up another second-round pick or a third-round pick, every pick you get is going to help your team. And if it's the same guy that you really want and he's going to be there at 10, why waste a third pick on a guy you could get at 10 when you could pick up extra picks?
This is true. I will say this, however. This guy Milroe, I can't. Is this the one from
Alabama?
From where? What college?
Alabama.
Okay. Whenever it comes to like the Alabama QBs, I mean, they don't get me wrong. Jalen Hurts, if I'm not mistaken, was an Alabama QB, right?
Yep.
Tua also was an Alabama QB, and what's the name? Brian DeBoer was an Alabama QB's coach because he coached both of them. He coached both of them. Brian DeBoer. He coached Tua and he coached Jalen Hurts. So I could see where the connection is. Maybe that'll work, but I don't know, man. The Giants are not making enough moves for me. Not when you got Saquon running for 200. The Philly passing game crazy. The defense crazy. Jaden Daniels looking like he just got out of a cryogenic chamber. It doesn't even faze him that he's playing in the NFC East. I mean, the NFC Conference Championship. This is crazy. This is crazy. I will say I might be looking at the Steelers, man.
They got room for you.
Don't do that, yo.
I'm clapping for you right now.
He's smart. He cheated it from ear to
doing the right thing, kid. I got some more Steeler S hats for you. They rare, kid. Only I got them. Only I got those.
Well, look, y'all enjoy the show, man. Don't let me hold y'all up, man. Listen, Serge, Erskine, Relic, Gauze, Dave, you already know what it is, man. Y'all enjoy yourself, and I'm tuned in, man. I'm going to keep listening. Y'all take it easy.
All right, folks.
All right, later, y'all.
Later.
All right, peace. Later.
Shout out to Janine Smith who's watching, Billy Turner, Darian Brown, just to name a few. All right, so it's interesting when we think about it. I don't know where the Jets are picking 7, 8,
7,
something like that.
So my question is this: what Serge was saying with the picks and what Post said. So what happens if Shedeur turns out to be
that dude,
right? And they done traded down away from him. They pick up some other quarterback that don't pan out right.
Just
and it's because of what he's saying.
Just be mindful. If you're talking to Serge, he would be happy about that.
No, I understand that. But no, we talking about because the hypothetical was they could trade out of that pick, grab all these other picks. You know, to me it looks like, why are you avoiding him?
It's a slippery slope.
Because that's what that's what Post is saying. Why are you avoiding him?
But you're avoiding him, and if you pick Milroe, then that shoot that whole theory down.
Right. But they might not but they might not pick Milroe. They still might pick somebody else, but then it's evident that why you not picking him? You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm looking at. Because it's a mixed bag of quarterbacks in there.
Think about for a second.
You look at it, there's always guys that get picked over who aren't what everybody thinks they're gonna be.
Right.
Just because you that guy in college don't mean you're gonna be that guy in the pros.
I understand that 100%.
Like Chicago's quarterback.
Like Bryce Young
Justin
got
Fields?
picked before Stroud.
Khalid.
And
Williams.
And Daniels, right. And Daniels is Who had the better year? Who's the
That's what I'm saying.
Right.
Young and Stroud is
Right,
the same thing.
That's true. That's true. That happens in basketball. It happens in every
And it
sport.
could turn out to be that Shador is better than Cam Ward, but everybody seems to be on Cam Ward to be picked before Shador.
Right.
I mean,
it's always a hit and miss.
There's reasons.
There's always a hit and miss.
There's reasons guys don't get picked or do get picked.
Right.
And we don't always know the entire story.
Right. We always don't know. That's true. So
we'll
see how it goes.
Yep, we'll see
how it goes.
It'll be interesting.
Yep.
So I have a Knicks game to go to tonight.
Who they playing?
They're playing.
It's the Grizzlies.
It seemed like it was
the Grizzlies. Oh, John Morant.
Monday.
Okay. All right. Say something.
What time the game start?
7:30. What's up, cuz? I'm in the middle of doing the podcast. Let me call you back.
At this point, we need proof, Dave. Dave, at this point, we need proof. So
that I'm going.
So I need to see a selfie with Spike.
Or
I need to see a Spike
during the
selfie.
game, run across the court.
or go to the retiree player section where you can see Marbury and all of them.
I'm gonna pull up my ticket.
So you got three options right now.
I got the generic ticket.
The tickets don't count.
Pay attention. It do count.
No, we don't.
Right.
Anybody can print up a ticket.
We need to see the picture.
We need physical.
Listen, a picture with you and Spike.
Go ahead, Ted. Talk
the
to
retirement.
Well, first of all, I would like to say congratulations to both teams, the Chiefs and Philadelphia. I listened to my man Postel. Cecil made a lot of great points. I want to shout out to all the panel up there.
Appreciate you.
Erskine and all you guys up there, Jet fans, Steelers fans, Cowboy fans. I want to shout your teams out to y'all. You know, y'all, we had a heck of a season this year, ups and turns, injuries and stuff like that. But
yeah, now that we're all on the couch with you, now we get good commentation, good comments now, because we all sit on the couch together.
We're at sea, not on the couch.
Some of y'all was already on the couch before I even got to the couch, but I'm not gonna miss name or Cowboy name. Some of y'all was already on.
Yeah.
We already know the Jets gonna be on the couch, and the season hasn't even started yet. We already know that. But I don't.
Let me help you out with something right quick.
With or without injuries, y'all gonna be on the couch.
Let me help you out. Let me help you out with something right quick. As a Jet fan, I was getting little season packages. When they call me this year coming, I'm gonna ask for my deposit back. If they don't want to,
you should, my brother. Ask them for the money that you paid for to come in there on the toll too.
That's correct.
They can get full reimbursement on toll and gasoline prices.
And if
brother.
they don't want to give it to me, I'll ask them to just forward to the next year, and I'll sit back and I'll watch. But meantime, between time, I'm not gonna hate on your team, but you got some issues going on there too.
We got the right. The one thing I have above the Steelers and the rest of these teams out here, we already got a coach and a good GM. Y'all don't. So you gotta find a good baker to bake the cake. Y'all ain't got a good baker over there even to make the cake, let alone get the ingredient. So we're one up on y'all already.
Wait. But, who are you talking about? What team is this?
The 49ers got a good GM and they got a good coach there.
What team was you referring to?
Your team got nice. Y'all ain't even got players. Let alone y'all ain't even got a water boy. So it is what it is over there in the Jets and the Steelers and the Cowboys. Y'all ain't got good GMs. Y'all don't have good coaches.
Calm down, man. You getting out of hand now. Calm down.
It's okay.
I'm telling the truth.
You're not telling the truth.
You rather have. I'm gonna tell you right now. You rather have the ugly truth or the funky lie. You know the Jets do not have a good GM or a good coach or good players. Now let's move over to the Cowboys. You don't have a good GM because that's the owner. You don't have a good coach because he's a moron, and you barely got good players. Now we go over to the Steelers. The Steelers is dismal. Y'all even surprised yourselves on how many wins y'all got. But I told you
your team, the Steelers and Denver, are appetizers. They eat y'all before they eat the main meal, and y'all always one and done in the playoffs.
Wow.
So you rather have the ugly truth than the funky lie.
And then there's the 49ers. Let me hear that.
With a good coach and a good GM, and they got good players, they were just most of them injured, but they're going to revamp that team still anyway.
Okay.
So if I had to bet on which team is going to the playoffs next year, it would be that team. I would not bet on the Steelers, and I would definitely not pick the Jets.
You made that bet this year
on how they start out. Maybe
you made that bet this year, and you made that bet this year, and you was like the first team out of the playoffs.
Y'all was even surprised that y'all made it.
Listen, what I'm saying is you made that bet this year that you was going to be the only team in the playoffs.
And everybody else there.
Yeah, they agreeing with me.
Your team ran out of gas, and y'all got in on there on a wishbone.
And y'all was on the empty fuel tank the whole season.
Y'all turned back to the regular Steelers that I knew y'all was, because y'all was getting tore out the frame on the way to the playoffs. And you knew when you got the playoffs, you was going to get beat up.
So help us out. Is this good therapy for you? Because what I'm really trying to understand
brother, I didn't call for this.
Trying to understand
I didn't call for this, my brother. I only called because I was listening to what my man Cecil was saying. And I believe what Cecil was saying. Y'all brought up all this stuff and made me. You triggered it. I was going through therapy.
Yeah, it was triggered. It was triggered. It was triggered, Green, because we're not used to you calling and saying, "Hey guys, how are you today?" You know what I'm saying? So we knew that because we all on the couch. You good now?
Listen, man. I'm with Cecil. I'm with Cecil Postel. I'm with the bearded one. I do not see. I do not see Kansas City beating Philly. I think Philly with Saquon is a great pickup to that team.
Yeah.
I see why they rested him and didn't want him to break that record, because they didn't want to risk him going in the playoffs injured, because anything could happen on any Sunday. But that dude is a phenom, and even with him on the Giants, I heard what you said, Serge, about how would he be. He would not be as great on the Giants. It just so happened you took a good player and put him on the right team. It's just like when you take McCaffrey and you took him off that team that wasn't going nowhere, he put him with the 49ers, he started flourishing a lot better. You can just take certain players and put them with the right nucleus, and I don't see Philly being stopped. I don't see Philly. And sadly, yeah, there was some bad calling over there on the Bills KC game, but it wasn't too bad of a calling, and some of that stuff did make game decisions. But at the same time, though, Bills just had some bad play calling. Some of them plays that they was calling, I wouldn't have called, and they should have used that running back, because KC had no answer for that running back when they did use him and got that touchdown from him. And he ran up and down the field in the third quarter. They should have kept to that nucleus, and I think they probably would have had a better outcome. But like I tell you, Mahomes, you give him the ball at the end of the game, he got ice in his veins. That kid he's unstoppable.
Yeah.
He's unstoppable. He's unstoppable. And I think we get up as football fans. I think on February 9th, we're going to be in for a hell of a treat to see those two teams go at it.
Right,
that's going to be one heck of a football game there, to see those two teams go at it. One thing, before I get out of here, I just want to jump the subject. Dave, will you see the Knicks at before the trade deadline?
They got some tough games coming up. They play tonight. They play the Grizzlies. Wednesday they play the Nuggets. Saturday they play the Lakers. Monday they play the Rockets. So I've been, in spite of everything, every Monday this month I've been at the Garden. Even though y'all didn't see me, I was camera shy because I didn't run across the court for where I was sitting, because I couldn't make it. It was way up top. But I think the Knicks gonna have a couple of bumps and bruises, and like they have a decent core five, but like when they look to trade their stock, I don't know what they have to trade to get something. You know, when you think about it like that in retrospect. So
they're saying that Mitchell Robinson has the greatest contract to be traded. He's due $4-point-something million this year, and next year he's due his last year, it's due $13 million. And they look like that's a good, along with some draft picks, they'll be able to get somebody really decent to come in there to help out. I don't know if they want to get him for the bench or do they want to try to plug him into the starting lineup and move one of the guys off and move one of the guys to the bench, because right now Hart is playing lights out on that team. He plays a lot of good defense and he gets a lot of rebounds and everything else. So I definitely wouldn't put him on the bench. If anybody would have to go on the bench, it would have to be Mikal Bridges. Him or Anunoby, but Anunoby plays, he's a bigger body. So you would probably have to put Bridges or Anunoby on the bench and let them come off into the second unit, because I wouldn't put Josh Hart on the bench. He's definitely the rebound.
So why can't Hart come
there
off the bench with the second unit?
I wouldn't put him there because Josh Hart play a lot of good defense and he gets a lot of good rebounds for that team. So why would I want to put him on that bench when I need him in that starting position?
I agree with you, but I don't really see a second unit. They you know, Tibbs is funny. The Knicks starting 5, they average the
35.
most minutes out of everybody in the league. So like your second unit is really light, and they need help in that department. But you know what's so confusing is I really don't see Mitchell Robinson as an injured player getting traded someplace. So you know it's a lot of talk, but you know it's sort of hard to see him trading Mitchell Robinson, because who wants an injured player?
And why is he still injured?
When is he due back? When is Mitchell Robinson actually due back?
He was due back in December. I don't know. I mean, you know, we really didn't hear anything. So it's sort of hard to even fathom when he's coming back. They say close, but nobody giving no definitive answer of when he's coming back.
I don't even know if he's close enough. Is he going to be in shape to even play when he comes back?
When you think about it, though, and like I complain a lot about the Knicks, but they're in third place. They're the third seed. They doing good with some of the things they got going on. So, and it's really
I'm gonna go on record after the All-Star break.
Know,
the Knicks are gonna be in second or first place after the All-Star break.
Say that again.
I'm gonna go on record after this All-Star break is over with. I think that at the midway through the season, I think the Knicks is gonna be in second or third place. I think they're gonna be in first or second place. I don't think Cleveland gonna be able to sustain what they're doing, because I don't know how they playing, but I think that's fool's gold. That's something like Pittsburgh.
Shots fired.
Listen, season's over, kid. I'll see you next year.
He said
season's over.
Parking lot or next season.
Season's over. You can say what you want now.
Shout out to Mike Wills who's watching. All right.
I'm just saying, you back there making all those little laughter jokes. So, you know, we can always go back to the truth and talk about the squad if you like.
Season is over, kid.
Well, realistically, I just wish them the best and whatnot, and you know, and hopefully you're right, you know. But you know, I got a strong feeling also that they might luck up and make it to the Eastern Conference Finals.
If Mitchell Robinson come back and he's even in decent shape, and he can get up and down the court with them guys, I think the Knicks is going to add that defensive player that they need, and the rebounding in there also. I don't see the Knicks not making it into the Final Four to see who's going to come out and to go in there, because I'm pretty sure they haven't fought Boston. They haven't played Boston since they got beat up by Boston yet, and they haven't played Cleveland again neither.
Boston's up next. Boston's coming. They got a couple of games in the horizon with Boston, and Cleveland's also on the schedule. So it's going to be interesting.
Right, so I would like to see both teams. I would like to see them both now that they got their groove back. Let's see how the Knicks is going to go up against them, and definitely how Mitchell Robinson is going to return to the Knicks. Is he going to as is he going to return to the Knicks as a defensive player that he's normally known for? Is he going to be that guy that they actually really need to,
That's old.
to give him that extra slot?
Yeah.
And if he give you some extra points, that's great too. But hey, he's at least going to keep the rebounds and the defense that they need.
All right. So
But your brother's been great, man. Dave, I hope you make the game and enjoy it, brothers. Be safe out there, Dave. And I hope your brothers get home safely also. And I'm picking Philly.
All
right, Green. Peace, my dude.
All right.
All right, brothers. Blessings to y'all.
Yep, same to you.
Watching. Dow Gores in the building and also watching. Crystal Sugar Campbell.
I can't bring.
Go to Dave.
Blackwell. Anthony Blackwell, he's a Washington fan also. So
I'll bring it up.
My extended condolences to anybody that was a Commanders fan.
You're not friends with him. That's why.
I'm not.
No,
You sure?
Yeah, go back.
Yo, friend me,
Because
son.
it says respond. See that?
Yeah, you got to confirm.
Friend me, son. Friend me.
Respond.
He friended you, Dave.
All right.
All right, now you can see your whole page.
Now you got
I'll give it ignore. All right, no problem. My dog.
What I was going to say about what he said about the Knicks is, Celtics, their X factor is still Porzingis. And he ain't been playing this whole year. He been playing a little bit, right? Sparingly, here and there.
He's been playing.
He's been playing lately.
Lately.
Yeah,
Lately,
lately. He's been playing lately.
But they
He's the X factor in the playoffs.
They
just like last year.
they lost 9 out of the last 20 games.
Yeah, I know.
That's not,
But he's still the X factor coming to playoff
shout
time.
out to G Money
So-
watching now. All right.
And I think
Cooking.
I'm looking at Cleveland. Cleveland's relatively fresh and new. They might not know how to win or play. Who knows? We'll see how that goes.
I believe that Cleveland's gonna be in the mix with it because I mean
They losing some games too now.
They also lost games, but
Yeah.
they
build up their lead is kind of big now. Well, what they got? What's their lead between between the Knicks and Cleveland? Like 9?
7.
7. No, that's not too bad. That's catchable.
WNBA trade.
Yes,
Kelsey
catchable.
Plum traded to LA for Drew Lloyd traded to Vegas. LA gets the number 2 pick. Thank you, Coach Kurt, for that tidbit of information. So that should be good. Should be interesting.
Yeah. So
yeah. So pretty much most people are circling the wagon and they going with the Philly flavor.
I want KC to continue
Shout out to Kevin Parker.
I need KC to continue our AFC dominance.
Okay.
But I need Barkley to stick it to the Giants. I really do. I need that.
I got you.
So
far,
and I know I'm not the only one that feels
so
that
far
way.
the way he performed, he has stuck it to the Giants.
Yeah, because they could be in that spot too. But that's why I asked that question. Do you think Daniel Jones' job would have been saved? Now I'm not. They might not have made it that far.
Well,
but he could have saved his. He might have saved his job.
Well, respectfully, if you remember the year that they did make it to the playoffs when they beat Minnesota that year,
right.
It was Barkley that shined,
right.
But then he got injured,
right? He got hurt,
year,
right?
And they, the
right.
thing fell apart. So the Giants also banking on that this dude was injury prone, and that was part of the reason that they were like okay with parting ways with him.
Yeah. See, that's the thing too, because it's like, matter of fact, who's it? Anthony Davis? Is it Anthony Davis I'm thinking about? Well, you hope that you can make a run while hopefully they stay healthy the whole year and we can make this run, or at least at the end of the year. That's what happened with Porzingis. Matter of fact, that's the Porzingis situation. Let's hold him till the playoffs. And when they got to the playoffs with him, he was deadly. And if I remember correctly, Anthony Davis went through the same period where, all right, let's hope we get this run with him while he's healthy. And they went far.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
They made it to the championship and they got one in the bubble. But,
right, the bubble games.
Right.
So, I don't know.
Interesting. So, We got 25 minutes left in this show. And is there anything we need to get off our chest?
Off your chest, Tom.
Let's start, sir.
Oh, sorry, it's not you.
What you want to do?
Nothing this week.
Not really. I mean,
Tennis game.
I don't pay attention to tennis.
No controversies out there. That's what I'm trying to think of.
Only thing I could think of is that Pete Carroll got hired again. And for the life of me, I don't understand why why they keep going to these old cats for this. They need to let some of them guys just go ahead and hang out on the beach and
So
leave
they
it
need to
alone.
get rid of all the old coaches.
Not all of them, but when they get to 70, I think it's time.
Oh, okay.
Once you get to 70, I mean, I get it. You still got your mind and
Passion
everything,
is
but
dead, kid.
yeah, maybe I guess so. I mean,
So Coach
Belichick is willing to take a college job just to stay in it. So I mean,
Coach Kurt did point out that the Cavs lost twice to the Hawks, so did the Knicks, and twice to the Rockets. So I'm going to that Rocket game next week, me and D Gores. And that's going to be a good game because the Rockets are number 2 seed in the West.
Right.
Even and how the West is won might be an interesting thing.
Yeah.
That's true.
the Rockets is one team that they talking about Jimmy Butler going to, and he would help them a
That
lot.
would be big.
Hell yeah,
That would definitely.
that
be
would
big.
help for sure. Even though they still got
They got young
Van Vliet and Brooks
Right.
as the veteran guys who, for the most part, been playing
Yeah.
well.
He's a vet too.
He would just.
Not,
I mean, he would fit in, but
None
who would they have to give up? That's the thing, because they got a lot of young talent.
right.
And
Well, right now the price is too high for Butler, right?
I think it's about draft choices.
So Coach
Yes.
also said that's your boy Brady making the calls for the Raiders. So he's the one that gave Pete Carroll the job.
Oh.
Confusing. So I said, oh. All right, Greg, what's on your chest? Let's go. Let's talk about
what?
before. Let's talk about your Cowboys
hiring.
Yes.
Well,
And what's your feel on that?
I don't even really know. Ever heard? I mean, I know he's the son of the whatever I forgot it.
Schottenheimer?
Yeah, but I think he's just gonna be a yes man for the boss.
Marty,
He don't want no one that's gonna give him conflict. You know, ain't nobody gonna be listening to what he got to say and doing everything he said to do. That's why Garrett was there so long, because he was another one. Just listen, do whatever he says. I don't know.
Marty's still alive? Marty Schottenheimer still
I
alive?
don't know. I don't think he is. He might be. But
He was a good coach.
I mean, out of nowhere, like, why you ain't promote a defensive
Coordinator?
yeah, that was on the team or whatever. Like somebody.
He
Like, you
died
just-
3 years ago.
Oh wow.
You picked him and he ain't called not one play for this whole season and you made him your coach.
Right.
Yeah, like you
Where
said.
did
he's
he
the
come
perfect
from?
guy
What
for
team?
him.
What team did he come from before he came to the Cowboys? I don't know. You know, they said he been an offensive coach or coordinator for 14 years, right? But where was he at? I don't know.
Must have been an AFC thing.
You
No,
think so?
seriously. It might, well, you looking it up, Sarge, or no?
Yeah, I'm trying to see where he was
Yeah.
at.
You
I don't know where he was at neither, but
I
I know
don't
his
know.
father. That's his Marty's his father.
Right.
His father was a good coach. I
Yeah.
always liked Marty Schottenheimer.
Yeah.
So hopefully, it pays off. Hopefully, hopefully like father, like son.
So that's his stick. So we're gonna get back to and find out what's on your mind.
Nothing's really on my mind this week because we are on the off season and the Nets hopefully are doing what they're supposed to do, like Serge want them to do now.
That's right.
And
Lose every
Hey,
game.
Greg, hey.
Lose games.
yeah, lose games.
They want to win. They be putting it up.
The players, the players that they know can win want to win. The guys that Serge say are hard workers want to win.
Right.
So they got to sit somebody So they sit the talent, they sit the guys that I know can win. They sit those guys, which is D-Lo, Cam.
They ain't doing that.
And
So
yeah, they not playing them all. See, they're not playing them in tandem. You know what I'm saying? 1 minute.
He's actually been
Who?
Uh,
Schottenheimer?
the offensive coordinator for the Cowboys the last 2 years.
Oh, he was there for a while.
Yeah, he's been there for
Oh,
3
okay.
years.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So he just got promoted. He got
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
he
got
got bumped
promotion.
up. He got bumped up.
Yeah, that's all.
Okay.
That may not be bad for you.
How was the offense running? I don't know. I'm asking you.
Don't let me fight you, yo.
I
Their
don't
offense
know.
was alright, except
Listen,
they didn't have no
Tarter's
running
not
backs.
here, so I'm gonna be the muscle, right? Look, I'm gonna give you the look.
I don't know, kid.
They need
What
a-
do
they
I
need a
always tell
running back.
y'all? Y'all don't watch the games. So I ain't been watching the Cowboy games.
You got to get a little loud.
No,
you got to get a little louder.
I ain't gotta be loud.
loud.
I'm just giving him the look.
I don't watch the games, kid. I don't watch Cowboy
Greg,
games.
you got to get a little louder and you got to flex it.
Nah, the look is just enough. Man.
You can't just give him a look.
I can't talk like Tar got a deep voice. I can't do the deep voice.
No,
I don't
Your
give him a
voice
look.
deep. But
My voice is not loud. I mean,
that's
deep.
just deep. But my thing is this. I don't see. I'm looking at it as he shot Naima's son. He's got to know something. Come on, you got to give him a chance, especially if he's there ready. I don't know how the offense was running.
Yeah, but you ain't call a play the whole time you was there, but you the officer, you the
What do you mean? You didn't
Well,
call
he
him
was
play?
the offensive coordinator, so he was calling plays.
he was.
He
Well,
had
I
to
thought,
be if you the offensive coordinator.
well, I thought what's the name was calling his own plays. The coach, what's the name was calling the plays.
Or he might be relaying the play.
He telling him what to call.
Right.
The coach.
Oh, well,
He wasn't doing
if
it
that's the
himself.
case, then I don't need the
What's the
offensive
name?
Well,
coordinator.
Greg, if you look up at the board,
What it
Todd
say?
said get him.
Oh,
He said, "Look, he said, get him, Greg." So I don't know who he talking about. All right, Todd, I
He-
got him,
he
kid.
ain't- again, I'm gonna tell you this. My name is Greg. Your name is Mongo, sir.
I'm the goat.
Remember that.
I'm the Greggiest of all time,
Nah,
kid.
your name is
All right, the
Mongo.
goat,
Mongo.
the Greggiest of all time.
How do you
but
spell
anyway.
that? With 2 G's? Because I don't spell my name with 2 G's. All right.
The relic.
All right,
Exactly.
so
But no, but what I was saying was, everything is so far as I'm concerned. Still is off season. Nets right now are doing what they supposed to be doing. We got two. It looks like we're gonna have 2 nice draft years for the early portion of the drafts in this year and next year in the NBA. So look, we might be getting something right now. We might be getting something. He said, "Not you, Mungo."
Yeah, thank you, Tar. Thank you.
I didn't see that last post.
Yeah.
I already did my damage.
all right, so
So I'm happy with what's going on right now. I'm with Surge right now. They
Wow.
proved their point.
I'm just sharing that I'm gonna go to the next game next week because my sister, her dance school is gonna perform, and that's gonna be on the 5th. So that's the Nets in Washington. So that ought to be a real good game.
The battle of the basement.
Yeah, basement dwellers.
See who can lose first. Who can lose first?
Right. That ought to be really good.
The game gonna be 1-0.
Maybe.
He said 1-0.
It's a prime. They dance in pre-game show and
Oh,
you know,
nice.
it should be
That should be cool.
yeah. I mean they did it before, but it was a few years ago. And it was really nice and doing it again. And so hopefully if I could get this basketball thing off.
Yo, cursive trade Mongo for the
Trade
7th
Mongo,
round pick.
7th round draft.
I'm a 6th round pick. I'm Tom Brady, dude.
Oh my goodness. So hopefully if I could get this basketball league off the ground, we'll
Oh, he's still
business.
he's
Yeah,
still
I'm still
working on it.
I'm still working.
Okay.
Still working on it.
Yeah.
Wow.
So yeah, so that's pretty much it. So and about the Knicks again, that's gonna be interesting. Just watching them moving forward the next couple of weeks. Like the Monday games are just crazy, they're just killing me. But I made
So-
it.
You're
Monday
loving it.
games.
You're
So-
loving it.
No,
Wait.
because like the way it worked, like we had tokens and whatnot, and we moved the games, And so all the other games during the week I was missing.
Oh, so they fall
And
on the Monday games?
It was falling on Monday games. Those were all the games that was available. Now the Monday games is like I felt like I was contractually obligated to make all the Monday games, and now I'm able to get some other games. So like the Lakers play Saturday, I'll be there.
Oh, okay,
Then they play Houston on Monday. Then they play Boston, but this game Wednesday I'm not gonna be at. They play Denver.
So I got a question. What do you
Sheila Hunter watching?
What do you think about Brunson and Cat making an All-Star team?
Congratulations to them. You know, people.
As starters, right?
Well, you know, they say Brunson gets off his shot well, and he has phenomenal footwork. I don't think he's a great defender, but he's a hellified offensive player.
Right.
Cat showed us some things.
Cat numbers,
Yeah, surprisingly showed us some things that he didn't show us in Minnesota, and he did even score 62 points one time in Minnesota. So it's, you know, I guess when we look at it, they're playing better than they were last year, but it's just hard to grasp it. But they're actually playing better than they were last year.
Right.
So
see where it goes.
But they still, it's still like cause a cry for that they missing something.
He needs to play his bench.
The bench is horrible.
Let me ask
what? You gotta play them so they could get some experience, because you're gonna need them.
Let me ask
sometime.
Let me ask you something. You said they're the most minutes, but do it break down like what the average is? Like for those starting five, is it 35 minutes or 40 minutes?
35 minutes better. But like
it's 35 plus.
Right. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah,
and we ain't even at the halfway
at the
point.
All-Star, yeah.
Right. We ain't even at the All-Star break.
They finished half the season. They finished 46 games, so it's 36 remaining. So they
on the down.
They are beyond the
halfway point. Right. 35 minutes a game?
That's correct.
Over 35 minutes. Yeah, well, so
I think Hart and Bridges
they play the whole game.
Well,
Mikal in the league.
Mikal's the Iron Man of the league, so they're not even worried about how many minutes he get. Well, let's see how it plays out.
Again, so the funny part about that also is that this guy altered his shot. You know, like
change it up.
Mikal?
Yes. Mm-hmm. And like he has his moments and then he has his faded moments. And y'all being a Net fan, y'all know that firsthand that he would show up sometime and then sometime he's just out there. But you know, it's Zaire Williams, right. That's his name, right? Zaire. He changed his shot when he got to the Nets, and it turned out to be a better thing. He's a good player
for him. Yeah, he wasn't shooting, and he struggled with what was he? I forgot where he was at before. But he was struggling there.
It was Memphis.
Right.
And when he came here, they helped him change his shot.
They
helped him set his feet different when he shot the three.
For Bridges,
helped him.
It's a work in progress. He just changed it, so it ain't gonna go overnight. Be it, you know what I mean?
I don't know
but they don't want to
work, or it's just the arms.
Right.
See the way he shoots.
Right. See, I was gonna say, if it's a work in progress now, it's gonna be terrible come playoff time. You can't be having a work in progress now.
They just changed it before the season. Like it got changed. So you know what I mean? Before they even started the season. So it's still a work in progress. Just like they still a work in progress. They still learning each other.
Right. Now that's my question, but go ahead, finish that.
No, I was gonna say, like, you still gotta have team chemistry in order to win. Their chemistry is getting good, but you know, the way they played last year when they were short players, their chemistry was better last year than it is now. They might look better this year, but last year's chemistry, them dudes was on fire. Everybody was. Right.
So that's my question. My question is, how much room they got to peak at this point before they on the downtrend, the Knicks? Because they look like a win right now team, but I think they have win right now for like maybe 2 more years.
Right. Because some of the experts say that they're gonna win. They might, but they're not thinking about this year.
Oh, okay.
I just started feeling for some reason that they're gonna make these the conference finals. I don't know for sure, and that to me, I would believe that's above the gap for Thibodeau. I think his ceiling is second round and out.
Right,
so
right.
If he make it to some uncharted territory, which would be Eastern Conference Finals as a head coach, maybe
the reason I say they win, right? The reason I say that window they have like 3 years is because of what they giving up for Bridges. You know, because now they got to go through free agency. Like Jimmy Butler, let's get a perfect example. Jimmy Butler, you think he would fit the Knicks right now?
No,
because they of his attitude.
No, they need. From when I watch the games, I don't watch all of them. They need more. They need another big person, a big body, and they miss DiCenzo. They missing a shooter.
Okay.
They need one of those. They need two. They need a big person, a big body, and another shooter. That's what they're missing.
That's good, man.
I don't watch all Knicks games. I watch some of them. You know,
I'll be like, I'll be thinking they need a lot more than that.
Nah, I think they just need. They need a big man, a big body, and they need to. Right, I know the bench. You said the bench is terrible, but they need to practice to play because what happens if something happens to the start five? They're gonna have to play anyway. So you might as well play them now.
I mean, they got Precious,
right?
He's hot and cold.
And they got Cam and
Landry Shamet
and McBride.
Shamet don't play.
Shamet plays. He come back from injury, so he's playing.
Okay. Shamet should be playing.
They missing a big person.
They need a big guy.
They definitely need a big guy.
They need a big guy. They have nothing as far as big is concerned. All they got is Precious, and after Precious is what is it, Jericho Sims?
Jericho Sims is in the doghouse all the time. They keep a short leash on him. I
mean, that just goes to show you how bad their bench is because they have absolutely nothing to back up on Anunoby and Hart and Bridges, really, except for Ochoa, and he's really the backup for Karl Anthony Towns.
Right.
So, they don't have no real forwards back up those three guys.
So it's interesting, but again, right?
So if he's going to, you brought up the bench, but if he's going to, if Thibodeau's going to a 7-man, 8-man rotation,
that's what he's doing now,
right? Into the playoffs, that's normal,
right?
Did he use more players last year?
No, but see, that's the problem. What I'm saying is, if someone gets hurt now, he's gonna have to play them. So you might as well play him now, so they get some experience. So if something does happen, they know what's going on. They've been in a pressure cooker, You know, you can't do that. Like,
but my thing with that is, I think Thibodeau would play them if he thought that they could play. I honestly don't believe he got any faith in them guys on the bench.
I believe that too.
Because they don't. Because when they do get in the minutes, they don't show.
Right.
Jericho Sims been around 3 years.
4 years. Right.
And what is he? Still the same guy he was 4 years ago.
This is true.
So how much experience you gonna need? You practicing every day against guys. You supposed to show in practice that you go stay on the court. If you're not showing in practice that you belong on the court, maybe Thibodeau's saying, no, I can't use these guys. He's trying to win games. He's not trying to get guys experience.
Right.
That's interesting, but unlike
like he said, once you get hurt, injuries, which is what always hurts the Knicks, and you don't have anything. But that's why you need to make trades because you need to get a guy in there who's gonna be.
Look what Todd said.
What he said.
They need Jimmy Butler.
He really thinks he would fit. Like, I
don't think Jimmy's there. I think they need a big. They need a big guy.
So who you giving up for Butler?
Right, who you giving up? And then what? Jimmy started.
They ain't got no more picks to give up. They gave up for Mikal.
I
don't think they should have did that trade.
They got more picks though, don't they?
What, 2037?
I don't know what they got.
2039.
I don't know, but whatever. They. I mean.
They gave up how many picks for Butler? I mean, for Bridges?
4.
4 and a second rounder?
Something.
And some players, I think? Yeah, some players.
Who hasn't played at all this year.
Nah, he was hurt too.
He look hurt to me, but yeah.
He's not on the team no more.
Is he? He was on the
I thought he's a net.
No, that's what he's talking about. That was one of the trades for Bridges.
Yeah,
that was one of the trades for Bridges. But he was hurt.
Yeah, but we don't count him. We just
we don't really count. Yeah, we didn't count. We wanted the picks. We needed
the picks.
They got Moses Brown on the G League playing well.
And that's another thing. Why you not looking at that? What's the next team? G League team.
I don't know.
Yeah, you got to look there too.
That's what y'all do, right?
That's what I would do.
I mean, that's what Brooklyn do.
I forgot who was them do. We grabbed a few cats from the G League and we bring them up.
So, like, and the way they playing, do you think that your coach is doing a good job?
Yes.
Hell yeah.
Jordy is
he's doing exactly what he's supposed to do.
I like that.
He got them playing hard and losing.
No, but but see.
Don't get carried away. It's
Serge,
all about losing.
See, when we first had these debates about the Nets, Serge was like, yeah, play to the end and lose. But when you play to the end and you got Cam and D'Lo in there, you might win them close games. So now you got to get blown out. You can't play close and lose because you might pull that game out.
You might, except that D'Lo always got to shoot a three, even though teams.
That was so stupid. But anyway,
he's stupid.
Yeah, he is.
What do you? I mean,
for that one,
That's why LeBron didn't like him.
But they all do. They all do that.
As far as I can say, he's trade bait.
They all do that.
D'Lo.
Yeah.
But you know what?
Send him to somebody who needs a guard to be a backup point guard.
You know what I've noticed though? With him and Simmons alternating, that's a good team. That winds up looking like a good team. Because D'Lo can shoot and he can see the floor.
Yo.
And Simmons can play D and see the floor.
Wait, Kurt said you're not getting flagged, Mongo.
Flag's not on my list like that no more.
Why? What happened?
Because I want the point guard and I want
who's the point guard you want?
It's a few of them.
Over Flag?
Marcelonis. No, because I've already considered that we not getting flagged. I've already fell into that.
He already knows we're not gonna get that first pick.
Right, I'm already falling into that. We ain't getting flagged because we winning too many games. That's where I was at. So now I'm looking at the 4th, 5th, and 6th pick. Yeah, now we're close.
We're getting closer too.
Yeah, we close now.
We could end up third.
Yeah, I mean the lottery means the lottery. It's a lottery.
Washington, because Washington plays the losing game better than we do, and Utah is very close to playing it at the same rate we do.
Right, so it'll come down to the lottery.
But the Charlotte Hornets and the Toronto Raptors, we could easily pass them too. All we need to do is win 2 or 3 games in a row, and we lose 2 or 3 games, and we pass both of them.
Right,
and
that's easy.
You know what's
it's easy when you're sitting the talented guys.
So we got 4 minutes. So we need to do
the talented
we need
guy.
to do an early prediction, and of course we got
2
weeks to change. So right quick, and then we say our goodbyes. So right quick, Kansas City and Philly. We're gonna start with you, Mongo.
Me?
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna go for Saquon this year because I hate the Giants, so I'm going for Saquon. Normally I root for the AFC, but I'm going for Saquon because I need him to make the Giants look foolish.
Early predictions, Greg.
I'm
going with Philly, and I'm not changing.
Right, I'm sticking with that.
Early.
Unless Saquon gets hurt.
But anyway,
in practice.
Go ahead, Serge.
I'm gonna go with Philadelphia, but I'm gonna put my money on Kansas City.
D-Gore.
Three-peat. He's betting with the refs.
I'm not going against the refs.
All right, Joe. So let's say
now, who you got?
I'm gonna go with KC. I'm gonna stay. You know, just for, you know. But as time progresses, and they got 2 weeks, they're gonna have media week. You know, to go through the practice, people gonna get a little healed.
Right.
Nurse their aches and pains, and they.
Kurt said get Dylan Harper from Rutgers.
I'm looking at him too. But go ahead.
That kid Denham, you ain't got to worry about him. He's
Coach
gonna be.
He's slipping. I heard he's slipping.
He's
slipping.
Because he ain't showing.
Yeah, he's slipping.
Said KC for the 3 people. Saquon having a good game.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to speak for the Magnificent, but I'm pretty sure he's saying Philly.
Oh, okay. All right.
What do you say, Todd? But anyway, all right, y'all. Great show. Thank you, Post, for looking out, picking me up when I was down. All right, Chelsea, let's say good night. Thank everybody for tuning in, and please come back next week. Appreciate you.
Definitely want to say thank you to everybody out there who's listening. Hope y'all have a great week. Thank you for supporting us.
Good night, everyone. Thank you for listening. Also have a great week, and God bless and all that good stuff.
All right, Mom.
Today was Double Nickel Day. Shout out to Todd.
Double nickel day.
G Gores.
Good night.
See you next week. Peace.
So,
He's lucky I couldn't get him today.
no. So when you want to add it to your page, you do what now?
Oh, where's the shit?